What's up, everybody? Well, I got another FIREBAT mini PC gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna try Metro Exodus, just the old school version without the PC enhanced part, seeing as though the Steam Deck Ally X and this PC are definitely not really capable of ray tracing, at least not great amounts of ray tracing anyway. The only one out of the bunch that even got close to playable FPS was the Ally X, and there's still probably spots it would have dropped under 30, let's be honest. So far everything has been doing quite well with this, so I'm hoping that the VRAM won't screw us over and we'll be able to get some playable FPS on here too, especially without the stutters, but we shall see if it does its random stutter nonsense that it likes to do. But hey, there's only one way to find out, and that's for us to jump into the game.
Alright, this probably won't get 60 plus, seeing as though we're not even getting 60 in the menus here, but we're gonna try it out anyway, just because we did it on the Ally X, so I usually try to just copy this thing. You know, 1080p high, 900p medium, 720p low, that kind of thing. So, let's not waste any more time, and let's go hop ourselves in the game, and let's see how it does. Alright, here we are. We'll just have to wait till we get to the ground to see like what kind of frames we're actually going to get. But if we can, we get 60 in the sky, and we can absolutely guess we're not getting it when we hit the ground. But can we stay above 30? That's the question. Well, I'd say that's a big fat no on the staying over 30, all the time anyway. Let's see if it can majority of the time. Although, I wouldn't really want to deal with these weird frame time things, but it is what it is. They don't seem to bother everybody. So we'll still get ourselves a little gameplay. Alright, let's burn us up some spiders. Well, it seems like it can stay over 30 a lot of the time, but there are some spots where we still drop under, and I don't think it would stay over 30 even if we weren't recording with OBS. Unfortunately, this game, when I do my Alt F9, F9 happens to, well, it might be a combination of Alt and F9, but either way, it seems to reload the game. So I never really get to see the FPS with it not recording. Not until we get to the camera recorded gameplay anyway, which we're usually on low or whatever by then. Alright, let's shoot these last two guys. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, not the easiest to aim like this, but Luckily, this game's got auto aim, so it made it a little more manageable. But anyway, to the next resolution. Here we go, 900p now, medium settings. Hopefully now we'll be able to stay over 30 FPS. That's really all I'm hoping for with this particular system. I'm not really hoping to stay over 60, but hey, maybe it'll happen and surprise the hell out of me. We'll see. But let's now hop into the game and let's see how it does at 900p. Here we go, 900p medium now. And we're at least at 60 in the sky, but that is kind of meaningless. You don't really spend any time in the sky in this game, so let's see what happens once we get into the ground and, more importantly, into the tunnels. I have a feeling a lot of this game will be in the tunnels, but maybe I'm just, thinking of that because I've only seen that in the beginning of the game. Maybe that's like 10-15 minutes and then you're always outside. Not sure. I guess I'll find out when I play for real. But I want to play the other 2 games first, obviously. But right now I'm playing Stalker 2, and after that I still got plenty of other new games I just bought to play. I've just been having fun with a lot of them. Most of them are really good games. I'll probably move on to that Madden, what is it? I'm probably going to butcher the name, that Mezverpad. I'm not even going to bother with it. But it's some anime game. And it's like Rastafario or something like that. Mephisto Rastafario, I can't remember. It's a hard one for me to pronounce. So I doubt anyone's even gonna know what the devil I'm talking about. But it was another popular game that was very similar looking to Persona 5 kind of stuff. Alright, so no, it definitely cannot stay at a constant 60, but let's see if we can stay over 30 this time. I think that's a lot more reasonable. Still, we've got those lame frame time skips, though, so that kind of ruins everything in my opinion, but like I said before, not everybody cares about those. So that's cool. Yeah, frame rate wise, we're doing pretty damn good for this system. And usually this system in a lot of games that look like this, it struggles to even get like 20 to 30 FPS. And heck, we're in the 40s and even 50s sometimes. And we're recording. Would get even more if we didn't have OBS. Recording in the background. But we still drop down into the 20s when we make a bunch of fire. Alright, I figured that was probably going to screw it over. Alright, what about during the fight? 32. Yeah, looks like we can. Just barely, but we can. Which means there's probably some spots in the game where you wouldn't be able to hit 30. Like right there. Though we are recording, so you might have just barely stayed at 30 had you not been recording with OBS kind of stuff, but it's hard to say, Sometimes OBS takes up 5, 6, sometimes 10, sometimes only 1 or 2. So I can't really give a, base number. Because it changes. But anyway, 720p time. So now, 720p low. And I still don't know if we'll stay over 60, but if you can, that'd be great. I guess we'll find out once we get into the game. But I have a feeling there's still going to be spots where that's going to be a no-go, but maybe it'll surprise me. At least the frame times seem to have at least calmed down a little, but they're still obviously, as you can see, being a little wonky. But at least they look more manageable now, but I will reserve that until I hop into the game. So let's go do just that. Now, here we go. Starting off in the sky again, getting 100 FPS, so we actually might be able to get close to 60 everywhere. Probably still have a spot or two where it does drop, but might be able to do a little better than I was expecting. But again, let's wait till we get to the ground before we make that judgment. Otherwise, I could get owned in the face. And that happens enough, so I don't want that to happen. But yeah, so far it seems like the frame times are a lot more manageable. I wish they would just be smooth as butter, but I'll take what I can get. Compared to how it was before, this I could play. Absolutely. So yeah, it did drop down to 62 and 65 for a second, so I can almost guarantee there'd be some spots where it'll drop later on in the game. I'm just guessing, could be wrong. For all I know, this is the hardest to run spot in the whole game. Unless I go through the whole game, I'd have no way of knowing that. But I also don't have time to do that with every game I play. I wish I did, that'd be great. If I had power stop time, I could totally do that. But unfortunately, such a power, to my knowledge, does not exist. But no, still dropped down to 56. So, like I thought. But still, most of the time I'm used to, like I said before, 30, 40 FPS if I'm lucky, but most of the time in the newer games, like maybe 20, 25. So, I'll take, almost 60. Like I said, I could still play like this, no problem. Because it would still be getting a few more FPS if we weren't recording with OBS. I'm just not sure how much. But it always takes up some. I've never seen it take up none. I mean, unless, of course, you use OBS with a capture computer with a capture card like I've got for the handhelds. Alright, let's shoot him in the face. We'll go over here, shoot the other two in the face, and then we'll go and do some camera recorded gameplay. That way, I guess we can see for sure what it does. Speaking of which, let's go do that just now. Now for some camera recorded gameplay here. Now I even went and closed the OBS program altogether. Even if it's not recording, I didn't want it taking up any resources. But it still seems like we get those frame time skips. However, we seem to get much better frame rates than we were getting in the PC Enhanced Edition. I don't think we got playable frame rates a single time on this. And then, of course, started having, a bunch of issues with, the drivers timing out and whatnot. So far that hasn't happened, but we will see. I think it did it to me on the very last setting when I went to go get the camera recorded gameplay. Or it might have just been during the 720p gameplay at the end. It's hard to remember, but I remember it was when I got to the bottom of this. So let's see if we can get past it. I'm pretty sure it's probably just a PC Enhanced Edition problem. Probably due to all the ray tracing and whatnot, and AMD not liking it, but I could be wrong. Maybe that just driver didn't like that game. Sometimes an AMD driver come out and I'll pick an arbitrary game,
Could be an old game, could be a new game, and they'll just say, nah, you're gonna run like shit, you're gonna black screen, you're gonna have random restarts, but we'll fix it eventually. Okay, well, already got farther than before. In the PC Enhanced Edition, I mean. Obviously, we got past this far plenty of times playing this game, but yeah, PC Enhanced Edition started having errors and couldn't get past there. I couldn't even start the game up, even after restarting the computer. I was like, what the heck? I wasn't expecting it to run well anyway, but I was expecting to at least get some FPS data for you guys on every single thing. At least I think that one let me get it on most stuff. Like, it let me get the screen recorded stuff. It's just not the camera. So I'd rather it actually do that. Because I like the camera recorded portion, but as some people say, it's not as professional as the screen. Even though it doesn't have any, you know, FPS taken away from it just by me having the camera on. What I really wished I could do is get there used to be a little Elgato standalone thing that you could just set next to your system, hook it in between the HDMIs, and go. But it's been discontinued, and the only ones I can find are like $320 plus and used. And I don't know, $300 for something like that used, I mean, it could last 10 more years, could last a week, could come dead, and then they could just go, nope, no refunds. Although usually anymore on eBay, it doesn't matter. You can, even if they say no refunds, if they don't tell you the correct shit, you can go, nope, this was not how it was advertised. I want my money back, and they almost always side with the buyer. Which is cool as a buyer, but can be lame as a seller, because it can also be, you know, used against you. Somebody can go buy a GPU from you and then overclock the shit out of it, or just give you back their broken one that looks just like that. That's why I'd always take pictures of the serial number, and then if it came back, like, scratched off or something, like, ah, no, you're pulling funny business. But then they'd still almost always win. That's why I just stopped selling stuff on eBay. But that was back in the day when I didn't have a lot of money. Now I have no reason to sell anything on eBay. I don't think I've used that in probably 10, 15 years at this point. Well, as long as you can put up these weird frame time skips, at least frame rate-wise, it's pretty playable. We're not dropping like well under 30 or anything like that. That's the only time I start struggling in games, with a controller anyway. I don't like 30 FPS, but I can deal with it. Especially on a system like this, because I know for a fact, you know, it's just not that powerful. You gotta have realistic expectations with a system like this. Luckily, most of the people that buy these do. I don't think I've had anybody be like, oh my god, I bought this thing and it doesn't run like Crysis at 4K Ultra, what the fuck? I get stabbed in the face. Although it's a short-lived victory. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what the hell. But anyway, let's go wrap this video on up now. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Metro Exodus, the non-PC Enhanced Edition, and it did much better. We still had some weird frame time issues though, but at least frame rates were playable this time instead of having both bad frame rates and bad frame times. Now you only have one of the two. So I would much rather play this particular game on here, just as I was assuming, but until we tested, I didn't want to make that claim. And so far anyway, we haven't had any driver timeouts or anything. We'll see if the rest of the systems behave, but definitely seems like this is the way to go on weaker systems like this and the Steam Deck and the LIX if you actually want to, you know, get playable frame rates. But in any case, all I got for this particular video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.